नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। जय जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
जय जय गोविंद जय हरि गोविंद
Hari Om everyone. Can you all hear me and see me clearly? Good morning. Hope and pray that all of you are doing well. Brahmachari Hari will not be joining us. He's feeling a little weak. So, not that it will affect the class here, but just informing you. We will continue with Lalita Sahasranamam and then into the Bhagavatam. Today it is one of the most inspiring, my personal ideal, one of the personal ideal. 3-4 ऐसे बच्चे हैं that did amazing while they were still young, and that is why they invoke that kind of inspiration. One is Nachiketa, the second is Prahlada, third is Dhruva, and the fourth is Jabal Satyakama. All 4 amazing children. Their amazing quality is Viveka at a very young age and the tenacity to follow, the tenacity to continue and make sure that that which is the purpose of human life is achieved in a very short span. 2 with Bhakti Pradhana and 2 with Jnana Pradhana. Bhakti Pradhana are Prahlada and Dhruva. Jnana Pradhana are Nachiketa and Satyakama Jabala. So we have heard the story of Prahlada chronologically, and now we will be hearing the story of Dhruva Maharaj. But all that is after Lalita Sahasranamam. So we will start with the invocation, and after the invocation we will get straight into the Lalita Sahasranama chanting, and then we will move on to this Bhagavatam. So let us begin. Please join in the invocation. सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। Please join. Om Aim Hrim Shrim Sindurarunavigraham Trinayam Manikyamauli Sphurat Taranayakashekharam Smitamukhi Mapinavakshoruham Panibhyam Malipurnaraktajashakam Raktotpalam Bibhratim Saumyam Ratnaghatastaractacharanam Dhyayet Paramambikam Arunam Karunatarangitakshim Dhritapashankushapushpabanachapam Animadibhiravratam Mayukhaihi Ahamityeva Vibhavaye Bhavanim ध्यायेत् पद्मासनस्थां विकसितवदनां पद्मपत्रायताक्षीं हेमाभां पीतवस्त्रां करकलितलसद्धेमपद्मां वराङ्गीं सर्वालङ्कारयुक्तां सततमभयदां भक्तनम्रां भवानीं श्रीविद्यां शान्तमूर्तिं सकलसुरनुतां सर्वसम्पत्प्रदात्रीं सकुङ्कुमविलेपनामलिकचुम्बिकस्तूरिकां समन्दहसितेक्षणां सशरचापभाषाङ्कुशाम् अशेषजनमोहिनीमरुणमाल्यभूषाम्बरां जपाकुसुमभासुरां जपविधौ स्मरेदम्बिकाम्। ॐ श्रीमाता श्रीमहाराज्ञी श्रीमत्सिंहासनेश्वरी चिदग्निकुण्डसम्भूता देवकार्यसमुद्यता उद्यद्भानुसहस्राभा चतुर्बाहुसमन्विता रागस्वरूपपाषाढ्या क्रोधाकाराङ्कुशोज्ज्वला मनोरूपेक्षुकोदण्ड पञ्चतन्मात्रसायका निजारुणप्रभापूरा मज्जद्ब्रह्माण्डमण्डला चम्पकाशोकपुन्नागसौगन्धिकलसत्कचा कुरुविन्दमणिश्रेणी कनत्कोटीरमण्डिता अष्टमी चन्द्रविभ्राजदलिकस्थलशोभिता मुखचन्द्रकलङ्काभा मृगनाभिविशेषका वदनस्मरमाङ्गल्यगृहतोरणचिल्लिका वक्तलक्ष्मीपरीवाह चलन्मीनाभलोचना नवचम्पकपुष्पाभा नासादण्डविराजिता ताराकान्तितिरस्कारी नासाभरणभासुरा कदम्बमञ्जरीक्लुप्तकर्णपूरमनोहरा ताटङ्कयुगलीभूता तपनोडुपमण्डला पद्मरागशिलादर्श परिभाविकपोलभूः नवविद्रुमबिम्बश्रीन्यक्कारिरतनच्छदा शुद्धविद्याङ्कुराकारा द्विजपङ्क्तिर्द्वयोज्ज्वला कर्पूरवीटिकामोद समाकर्षिदिगन्तरा निजसल्लापमाधुर्य विनिर्भत्सितकच्छपी मन्दस्मितप्रभापूरमज्जत्कामेशमानसा अनाकलितसादृश्य चिबुकश्रीविराजिता कामेशबद्धमाङ्गल्य सूत्रशोभितकन्दरा कनकाङ्गदकेयूर कमनीयभुजान्विता रत्नग्रैवेयचिन्ता कलोलमुक्ता फलान्विता कामेश्वरप्रेमरत्नमणिप्रतिपनस्तनी नाभ्यालवालरोमाली लताफलकुचद्वयी लक्षरोमलताधारतासमुन्नेयमध्यमा स्तनभारदलन्मत्य पट्टबन्धवलित्रया अरुणारुणकौसुम्भवस्त्रभास्वत्कटीतटी रत्नकिङ्किणिकारम्य रशनादामभूषिता कामेशज्ञातसौभाग्यमार्दवोर्द्वयान्विता माणिक्यमुकुटाकारा जानुद्वयविराजिता इन्द्रगोपपरिक्षिप्ता स्मरत्तूर्णाभजङ्गिका गूढगुल्फा कूर्मपृष्ठा जयिष्णुप्रपदान्विता नखदीदितसञ्छन्ना नमज्जनतमोगुणा पदद्वयप्रभाजाल पराकृत्सरोरुहा सिञ्जानमणिमञ्जीरमण्डितश्रीपदाम्बुजा मरालीमन्दगमना महालावण्यशेवधी सर्वारुणानवद्यांगी सर्वाभरणभूषिता शिवकामेश्वराङ्कस्था शिवा स्वाधीनवल्लभा सुमेरुमध्यशृङ्गस्था श्रीमन्नगरनायिका चिन्तामणिगृहान्तस्था पञ्चब्रह्मासनस्थिता महापद्माटवी संस्था कदम्बवनवासिनी सुधासागरमध्यस्था कामाक्षी कामदायिनी देवर्षिगणसङ्घाता स्तूयमानात्मवैभवा भण्डासुरवधोद्युक्ता शक्तिसेनासमन्विता संपत्करी समारूढ़ा सिंधुरव्रतसेविता अश्वारूढ़ाधिष्ठिताश्व कोटिकोटिभिरावृता चक्रराजरथारूढ़ सर्वायुधपरिष्कृता गेयचक्ररथारूढ़ मंत्रिणी परिसेविता किरिचक्ररथारूढ़ दंडनाथा पुरस्कृता ज्वालामालिनिकाक्षिप्त वह्निप्राकारमध्यगा भण्डसैन्यवधोद्युक्ता शक्तिविक्रमहर्षिता नित्यापराक्रमाटोपा निरीक्षणसमुत्सुका भण्डपुत्रवधोद्युक्ता बाला विक्रमनन्दिता मंत्रिण्यंबा विरचिता विषंगवदतोषिता विशुक्रप्राणहरणा वाराही वीर्यनंदिता कामेश्वरमुखालोका कल्पित श्रीगणेश्वरा महागणेश निर्भिन्ना विघ्नयंत्र प्रहर्षिता भंडासुरेन्द्र निर्मुक्ता शस्त्रप्रत्यस्त्रवर्षिणी करांगुलिनखोत्पन्ना नारायण दशाकृतिः महापाशुपतास्त्राग्नि निर्दग्धासुर सैनिका कामेश्वरास्त्र निर्दग्धा सभण्डासुरशून्यका ब्रह्मोपेन्द्र महेन्द्रादि देव संस्तुत वैभवा हर नेत्राग्नि संदग्ध काम संजीवनौषधि श्रीमद्वाग्भवकूटैक स्वरूप मुखपंकजा कंठादक्कटिपर्यंत मध्यकूट स्वरूपिणी शक्तिकूटैकतापन्न कट्यधोभागधारिणी मूलमंत्रात्मिका मूलकूटत्रयकलेबरा कुलामृतैक रसिका कुलसंकेतपालिनी कुलांगना कुलांतस्था कौलिनी कुलयोगिनी अकुला समयांतस्था समयाचार तत्परा मूलाधारैक निलया ब्रह्मग्रंथि विभेदिनी मणिपूरांतरुदिता विष्णुग्रंथि विभेदिनी आज्ञाचक्रांतरालस्था रुद्रग्रंथि विभेदिनी सहस्राराम्बुजारूढ़ा सुदासाराभिवर्षिणी तडिल्लता समरुचि षट्चक्रोपरि संस्थिता महाशक्ति कुंडलिनी बिसतंतुतनीयसी भवानी भावनागम्या भवारण्यकुठारिका भद्रप्रिया भद्रमूर्तिर्भक्त सौभाग्यदायिनी भक्तिप्रिया भक्तिगम्या भक्तिवश्या भयापहा शांभवी शारदाराध्या शर्वाणी शर्मदायिनी शांकरी श्रीकरी साध्वी शरच्चंद्र निभानना शातोदरी शांतिमती निराधारा निरंजना निर्लेपा निर्मला नित्या निराकारा निराकुला निर्गुणा निष्कला शांता निष्कामा निरुपप्लवा नित्यमुक्ता निर्विकारा निष्प्रपंचा निराश्रया नित्यशुद्धा नित्यबुद्धा निरवद्या निरंतरा निष्कारणा निष्कलंका निरुपाधिर्निरीश्वरा नीरागारागमथनी निर्मदा मदनाशिनी निश्चिंता निरहंकारा निर्मोहा मोहनाशिनी निर्ममा ममता हंत्री निष्पापा पापनाशिनी निष्क्रोधा क्रोधशमनी निर्लोभा लोभनाशिनी निस्संशया संशयग्नि निर्भवा भवनाशिनी निर्विकल्पा निराबाधा निर्भेदा भेदनाशिनी निर्नाशा मृत्युमथनी निष्क्रिया निष्परिग्रहा निस्तुला नीलचिकुरा निरपाया निरत्यया दुर्लभा दुर्गमा दुर्गा दुःखहंत्री सुखप्रदा दुष्टदूरा दुराचारा शमनी दोषवर्जिता सर्वज्ञा सांद्रकरुणा समानाधिकवर्जिता सर्वशक्तिमयी सर्वमंगला सद्गतिप्रदा सर्वेश्वरी सर्वमयी सर्वमंत्रस्वरूपिणी सर्वयंत्रात्मिका सर्वतंत्ररूपा मनोन्मनी माहेश्वरी महादेवी महालक्ष्मीर्मुडप्रिया महारूपा महापूज्या महापातकनाशिनी महामाया महासत्वा महाशक्तिर्महारतिः महाभोगा महेश्वर्या महावीर्या महाबला महाबुद्धिर्महासिद्धिर्महायोगेश्वरेश्वरी महातंत्रा महामंत्रा महायंत्रा महासना महायागक्रमाराध्या महाभैरवपूजिता महेश्वर महाकल्पा महातांडवसाक्षिणी महाकामेश महिषी महात्रिपुरसुंदरी चतुष्षष्टुपचाराढ्या चतुष्षष्टिकलामयी महाचतुष्षष्टिकोटि योगिनी गणसेविता मनोविद्या चंद्रविद्या चंद्रमंडलमध्यगा चारुरूपा चारुहासा चारुचंद्रकलाधरा चराचर जगन्नाथ चक्रराजनिकेतना पार्वती पद्मनयना पद्मराग समप्रभा पंचप्रेतासनासीना पंचब्रह्मस्वरूपिणी चिन्मयी परमानंदा विज्ञान घनरूपिणी ध्यान ध्यातृध्येय रूपा धर्मा धर्म विवर्जिता विश्वरूपा जागरिणी स्वपंती तैजसात्मिका सुप्ता प्राज्ञात्मिका तुर्या सर्वावस्था विवर्जिता सृष्टिकर्त्री ब्रह्मरूपा गोप्त्री गोविंदरूपिणी संहारिणी रुद्ररूपा तिरोधानकरीश्वरी सदाशिवानुग्रहदा पंचकृत्यपरायणा भानुमंडल मध्यस्था भैरवी भगमालिनी पद्मासना भगवती पद्मनाभ सहोदरी उन्मेष निमिषोत्पन्न विपन्न भुवनावली सहस्रशीर्षवदना सहस्राक्षी सहस्रपात आप ब्रह्मकीट जननी वर्णाश्रम विधायिनी निजाज्ञारूप निगमा पुण्या पुण्यफलप्रदा श्रुति सीमंत सिंदूरी कृतपादाब्ज धूलिका सकलागम संदोहा शुक्ति संपुट मुक्तिका पुरुषार्थ प्रदा पूर्ण भोगिनी भुवनेश्वरी अंबिकानादि निधना हरिब्रह्मेन्द्र सेविता नारायणी नादरूपा नामरूप विवर्जिता ह्रींकारी ह्रीमती हृदया हेयोपादेयवर्जिता राजराजार्चिता राज्ञी रम्या राजीवलोचना रंजनी रमणीरस्य रणत्किंकिणी मेखला रमा राकेन्दुवदना रतिरूपा रतिप्रिया रक्षाकरी राक्षसग्नि रामा रमणलंपटा काम्या कामकलारूपा कदम्बकुसुमप्रिया कल्याणी जगती कंदा करुणा रससागरा कलावती कलालापा कांता कादंबरी प्रिया वरदा वामनयना वारुणी मदविह्वला विश्वादिका वेदवेद्या विंध्याचल निवासिनी विधात्री वेदजननी विष्णुमाया विलासिनी क्षेत्रस्वरूपा क्षेत्रेशी क्षेत्र क्षेत्रज्ञपालिनी क्षय वृद्धि विनिर्मुक्ता क्षेत्रपाल समर्चिता विजया विमला वंद्या वंदारुजनवत्सला वाग्वादिनी वामकेशी वह्निमंडलवासिनी भक्तिमत्कल्पलतिका पशुपाश विमोचनी संहृता शेषपाषण्डा सदाचार प्रवर्तिका तापत्रयाग्नि संतप्त समाह्लादन चंद्रिका तरुणी तापसाराध्या तनुमध्यातमोपहा चितस्तत्पद लक्ष्यार्था चिदेक रसरूपिणी स्वात्मानंदलवीभूता ब्रह्माद्यानंद संततिः परा प्रत्यक्षिती रूपा पश्यन्ती परदेवता मध्यमा वैखरी रूपा भक्तमानसंसिका कामेश्वर प्राणनाड़ी कृतज्ञा कामपूजिता शृंगाररससम्पूर्णा जया जालंधरस्थिता ओड्यानपीठनिलया बिन्दुमण्डलवासिनी रहो यागक्रमाराध्या रहस्तर्पणतर्पिता सद्यः प्रसादिनी विश्वसाक्षिणी साक्षिवर्जिता षडङ्गदेवतायुक्ता षाड्गुण्यपरिपूरिता नित्यक्लिन्ना निरुपमा निर्वाणसुखदायिनी नित्या षोडशिकारूपा श्रीकण्ठार्धशरीरिणी प्रभावती प्रभारूपा प्रसिद्धा परमेश्वरी मूलप्रकृतिरव्यक्ता व्यक्ता व्यक्तस्वरूपिणी व्यापिनी विविधाकारा विद्या विद्यास्वरूपिणी महाकामेश नयना कुमुदाह्लादकौमुदी भक्तहार्दतमोभेद भानुमद्भानुसन्ततिः शिवदूती शिवाराध्या शिवमूर्तिर्शिवङ्करी शिवप्रिया शिवपरा शिष्टेष्टाशिष्टपूजिता अप्रमेया स्वप्रकाशा मनोवाचामगोचरा चिच्छक्तिश्चेतनारूपा जडशक्तिर्जडात्मिका गायत्री व्याहृति संध्या द्विजबृन्दनिषेविता तत्त्वासना तत्त्वमयी पंचकोशान्तरस्थिता निस्सीममहिमा नित्ययौवनामदशालिनी मदघूर्णितरक्ताक्षी मदपाटलगण्डभूः चन्दनद्रवदिग्धाङ्गी चाम्पेयकुसुमप्रिया कुशला कोमलाकारा कुरुकुल्लाकुलेश्वरी कुलकुण्डालया कौलमार्गतत्परसेविता कुमारगणनाथाम्बा तुष्टिपुष्टिर्मतिर्धृतिः शान्तिस्वस्तिमती कान्तिर्नन्दिनी विघ्ननाशिनी तेजोवती त्रिनयना लोलाक्षी कामरूपिणी मालिनी हंसिनी माता मलयाचलवासिनी सुमुखी नलिनी शुभ्रशोभना सुरनायिका कालकंठी कांतिमती क्षोभिनी सूक्ष्मरूपिणी वज्रेश्वरी वामदेवी वयोवस्था विवर्जिता सिद्धेश्वरी सिद्धविद्या सिद्धमाता यशस्विनी विशुद्धिचक्रनिलया रक्तवर्णा त्रिलोचना खट्वांगादिप्रहरणा वदनैकसमन्विता पायसान्नप्रिया त्वक्स्था पशुलोकभयङ्करी अमृतादिमहाशक्तिसंवृता डाकिनीश्वरी अनाहताब्जनिलया श्यामा भावदनद्वया दंश्रोज्ज्वलाक्षमालादिधरा रुधिरसंस्थिता कालरात्र्यादिशक्त्योगावृता स्निग्धौधनप्रिया महावीरेन्द्रवरदा राकिन्यम्बास्वरूपिणी मणिपूराब्जनिलया वदनत्रयसंयुता वज्रादिकायुधोपेता डामर्यादिभिरावृता रक्तवर्णा मांसनिष्ठा गुडान्नप्रीतमानसा समस्तभक्तसुखदा लाकिन्यम्बास्वरूपिणी स्वाधिष्ठानाम्बुजगता चतुर्वक्त्रमनोहरा शूलाद्यायुधसम्पन्ना पीतवर्णातिगर्विता मेधोनिष्ठा मधुप्रीता बन्दिन्यादिसमन्विता दध्यन्नासक्तहृदया काकिनी रूपधारिणी मूलाधाराम्बुजारूढा पञ्चवक्त्रास्तिसंस्थिता अंकुशादिप्रहरणा वरदादिनिषेविता मुद्गौदनासक्तचित्ता साकिन्यम्बास्वरूपिणी आज्ञाचक्राब्जनिलया शुक्लवर्णाषडानना मज्जा संस्था हंसवती मुख्यशक्तिसमन्विता हरिद्रानैकरसिका हाकिनी रूपधारिणी सहस्रदल पद्मस्था सर्ववर्णोपशोभिता सर्वायुधधरा शुक्लसंस्थिता सर्वतोमुखी सर्वौदनप्रीतचित्ता याकिन्यम्बास्वरूपिणी स्वाहा स्वधा मतिर्मेधा श्रुतिस्मृतिरनुत्तमा पुण्यकीर्तिः पुण्यलभ्या पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तना पुलोमजार्चिता बन्ध मोचनी बन्धुरालका विमर्शरूपिणी विद्या वेदा जगत्प्रसूः सर्वव्याधिप्रशमनी सर्वमृत्युनिवारिणी अग्रगण्या चिन्त्यरूपा कलिकल्मषनाशिनी कात्यायनी कालहन्त्री कमलाक्षनिषेविता ताम्बूलपूरितमुखी दाडिमी कुसुमप्रभा मृगाक्षी मोहिनी मुख्या मृडा निमित्ररूपिणी नित्यतुप्ता भक्तनिधिर्नियन्त्री निखिलेश्वरी मैत्र्यादिवासनालभ्या महाप्रलयसाक्षिणी पराशक्तिः परानिष्ठा प्रज्ञानघनरूपिणी माध्वीपानालसामत्ता मातृकावर्णरूपिणी महाकैलासनिलया मृणालमृदुदोर्लता महनीया दयामूर्तिर्महासाम्राज्यशालिनी आत्मविद्या महाविद्या श्रीविद्या कामसेविता श्री षोडशाक्षरी विद्या त्रिकूटा कामकोटिका कटाक्षकिङ्करीभूता कमला कोटिसेविता शिरस्थिता चन्द्रनिभा भालस्तेन्द्रदनुप्रभा हृदयस्थार विप्रख्या त्रिकोणान्तरदीपिका दाक्षायणी दैत्यहन्त्री दक्षयज्ञविनाशिनी दरान्दोलित दीर्घाक्षी दरहासोज्ज्वलन्मुखी गुरुमूर्तिर्गुणनिधिर्गोमाता गुहजन्मभूः देवेशी दण्डनीतिस्था दहराकाशरूपिणी प्रतिपन्मुख्यराकान्त तिथिमण्डलपूजिता कलात्मिका कलानाथा काव्यालापविनोदिनी सचामररमावाणी सव्यदक्षिणसेविता आदिशक्तिरमेयात्मा परमा पावनाकृतिः अनेककोटि ब्रह्मांड जननी दिव्य विग्रह क्लींकारी केवला गुह्या क्लैवल्यपददायिनी त्रिपुरात्रि जगद्वन्द्या त्रिमूर्तिस्तुदशेश्वरी त्रक्षरी दिव्यगंधाढ्या सिंदूरतिलकांचिता उमा शैलेन्द्रतनया गौरी गंधर्वसेविता विश्वगर्भा स्वर्णगर्भा वरदा वागधीश्वरी ध्यानगम्या परिच्छेद्या ज्ञानदा ज्ञानविग्रह सर्ववेदांत संवेद्या सत्यानंदस्वरूपिणी लोपामुद्रार्चिता लीलक्लुप्त ब्रह्मांडमंडला अदृश्यादृश्यरहिता विज्ञात त्रिवेद्यवर्जिता योगिनी योगदा योग्या योगानंदा युगंधरा इच्छाशक्ति ज्ञानशक्ति क्रियाशक्तिस्वरूपिणी सर्वाधारा सुप्रतिष्ठा सदसद्रूपधारिणी अष्टमूर्तिरजाजैत्री लोकयात्रा विधायिनी एकाकिनी भूमरूपा निर्द्वैताद्वैतवर्जिता अन्नदावसुधा वृद्धा ब्रह्मात्मैक्यस्वरूपिणी बृहती ब्राह्मणी ब्राह्मी ब्रह्मानंदा बलिप्रिया भाषा रूपा बृहत्सेना भावा भावविवर्जिता सुखाराध्या शुभकरी शोभना सुलभागतिः राजराजेश्वरी राज्यदायिनी राज्यवल्लभा राजत्कृपा राजपीठ निवेशित निजाश्रिता राज्यलक्ष्मी कोशनाथा चतुरंगबलेश्वरी साम्राज्यदायिनी सत्यसंधा सागरमेखला दीक्षिता दैत्यशमनी सर्वलोकवशंकरी सर्वार्थदात्री सावित्री सच्चिदानंदरूपिणी देशकाला परिच्छिन्ना सर्वगा सर्वमोहिनी सरस्वती शास्त्रमयी गुहाम्बा गुह्यरूपिणी सर्वोपाधिविनिर्मुक्ता सदाशिवपतिव्रता संप्रदायेश्वरी साध्वी गुरुमंडलरूपिणी कुलोत्तीर्णा भगाराध्या माया मधुमतीमही गणाम्बा गुह्यकाराध्या कोमलांगी गुरुप्रिया स्वतंत्रा सर्वतंत्रेशी दक्षिणामूर्तिरूपिणी सनकादिसमाराध्या शिवज्ञानप्रदायिनी चित्कलानंदकलिका प्रेमरूपा प्रियंकरी नामपारायण प्रीता नंदिविद्यानटेश्वरी मिथ्या जगदधिष्ठान्ना मुक्तिदा मुक्तिरूपिणी लास्यप्रिया लयकरी लज्जारंबादिवंदिता भवदावसुधावृष्टिपापारण्यदवानला दौर्भाग्यतूलवातूला जराध्वान्तरविप्रभा भाग्याब्धिचंद्रिका भक्तचित्तकेकी घना घना रोगपर्वतदंभोलिर्मृत्युदारु कुठारिका महेश्वरी महाकाली महाग्रासा महाशना अपर्णा चंडिका चंडमुंडासुरनिषूदिनी क्षराक्षरात्मिका सर्वलोकेशी विश्वधारिणी त्रिवर्गदा त्रिसुभगा त्र्यंबका त्रिगुणात्मिका स्वर्गापवर्गदा शुद्धा जपा पुष्पनिभाकृतिः ओजोवती दुधिधरा यज्ञरूपा प्रियव्रता दुराराध्या दुराधर्षा पाटली कुसुमप्रिया महती मेरुनिलया मंदार कुसुमप्रिया वीराराध्या विराट रूपा विरजा विश्वतोमुखी प्रत्यग रूपा पराकाशा प्राणदा प्राणरूपिणी मार्तांडभैरवाराध्या मंत्रिणीन्यस्तराज्यदूः त्रिपुरेशी जयत्सेना निस्रैगुण्या परापरा सत्यज्ञानानंदरूपा सामरस्य परायणा कपर्दिनी कलामाला कामधुक्कामरूपिणी कलानिधि काव्यकला रसज्ञा रससेवदिः पुष्टा पुरातना पूज्या पुष्करा पुष्करेक्षणा परंज्योतिः परंधामा परमाणुः परात्परा पाशहस्त्रा पाशहंत्री परमंत्र विभेदिनी मूर्ता मूर्ता नित्यतृप्ता मुनिमानसहंसिका सत्यव्रता सत्यरूपा सर्वांतर्यामिनी सती ब्रह्माणी ब्रह्मजननी बहुरूपा बुधार्चिता प्रसवित्री प्रचंडाज्ञा प्रतिष्ठा प्रकटाकृतिः प्राणेश्वरी प्राणदात्री पंचाशत्पीठरूपिणी विशृंखला विविक्तस्था वीरमाता वियत्प्रसूः मुकुंदा मुक्तिनिलया मूलविग्रहरूपिणी भावज्ञा भवरोगग्नि भवचक्रप्रवर्तिनी छंदस्सारा शास्त्रसारा मंत्रसारा तलोदरी उदारकीर्तिरुद्दाम वैभवा वर्णरूपिणी जन्म मृत्युजरा तप्ता जन विश्रांतिदायिनी सर्वोपनिषदुद्घुष्टा शांत्यातीता कलात्मिका गंभीरा गगनांतस्था गर्विता गानलोलुपा कल्पनारहिता काष्टा कांता कांतार्धविग्रहा कार्यकारण निर्मुक्ता कामकेली तरंगिता कनत कनकताटंका लीला विग्रहधारिणी अजाक्षय विनिर्मुक्ता मुग्धा क्षिप्र प्रसादिनी अंतर्मुख समाराध्या बहिर्मुख सुदुर्लभा त्रयी त्रिवर्ग निलया त्रिस्था त्रिपुरमालिनी निरामया निरालंबा स्वात्मा रामा सुधाश्रुतिः संसार पंक निर्मग्ना समुद्धरण पंडिता यज्ञ प्रिया यज्ञकर्त्री यजमानस्वरूपिणी धर्माधारा धनाध्यक्षा धनधान्य विवर्धिनी विप्रप्रिया विप्ररूपा विश्वभ्रमणकारिणी विश्वग्रासा विद्रुमाभा वैष्णवी विष्णुरूपिणी अयो निर्यो निलया कूटस्था कुलरूपिणी वीरगोष्ठी प्रिया वीरा नैष्कर्म्यानादरूपिणी विज्ञानकलनाकल्या विदग्धा बैन्दवासना तत्वादिका तत्वमयी तत्वमर्थस्वरूपिणी सामगान प्रिया सौम्या सदा शिवकुटुंबिनी सव्यापसव्य मार्गस्था सर्वापद्विनिवारिणी स्वस्था स्वभाव मधुरा धीरा धीर समर्चिता चैतन्यार्घ्य समाराध्या चैतन्य कुसुम प्रिया सदोदिता सदा तुष्टा तरुण आदित्य पाटला दक्षिणा दक्षिण आराध्या धरस्मेर मुखाम्बुजा कौलिनी केवल अनर्घ्य कैवल्य पददायिनी स्तोत्र प्रिया स्तुतिमती श्रुति संस्तुत वैभवा मनस्विनी मानवती महेशी मंगलाकृति विश्वमाता जगद्धात्री विशालाक्षी विरागिणी प्रगल्भा परमोदारा परामोदा मनोमयी व्योमकेशी विमानस्था वज्रिणी वामकेश्वरी पंचयज्ञ प्रिया पंच प्रेतमंचादिशायिनी पंचमी पंचभूतेशी पंचसंख्योपचारिणी शाश्वती शाश्वतैश्वर्या शर्मदा शंभुमोहिनी धराधरसुता धन्या धर्मिणी धर्मवर्धिनी लोकातीता गुणातीता सर्वातीता शमात्मिका बंधुक कुसुम प्रज्ञा बाला लीला विनोदिनी सुमंगली सुखकरी सुवेशा अड्या सुवासिनी सुवासिन्यर्चन प्रीता शोभना शुद्धमानसा बिंदुदर्पण संतुष्टा पूर्वजा त्रिपुरांबिका दशा मुद्रा समाराध्या त्रिपुरा श्रीवशंकरी ज्ञानमुद्रा ज्ञानगम्या ज्ञानज्ञेयस्वरूपिणी योनिमुद्रा त्रिखंडेशी त्रिगुणा अंबा त्रिकोणगा अनघाद्भुत चारित्र्या वांछिता अर्थप्रदायिनी अभ्यासातिशय ज्ञाता षडध्वातीत रूपिणी अव्याज करुणामूर्तिरज्ञान अद्वांतदीपिका आबालगोपविदिता सर्वानुल्यंघ शासना श्रीचक्रराज निलया श्रीमत् त्रिपुर सुंदरी श्री शिवा शिव शक्त्यैक्य रूपिणी ललितांबिका एवं श्रीललिता देव्या नाम्नां साहस्रकं जगुः इति श्री ब्रह्मांड पुराणे उत्तरखंडे श्री हयग्रीवागस्त्य संवादे श्री ललिता सहस्रनाम स्तोत्र कथनं संपूर्णम्. I'll come back in a minute. Please hang in there. Can you all hear me clearly? Awesome. Kalpanama, heads up to you. Last. We will begin with the invocation for Bhagavata Mahapurana. Please join me. सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः. यं प्रव्रजन्तमनुपेतमपेतकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरहकातर आजुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदुः तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिमानतोऽस्मि. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. जन्माद्यस्य तोऽन्वयादितरतः चार्थेष्वभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः. तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयः यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि. धर्मः प्रोजितकैतवोऽत्र परमः निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनं. श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यते कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तत्क्षणात्. निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः. At the end of the 7th chapter in the 4th canto, Maitreya Ji says, that thus, with the blessings of Bhagavan Mahadeva, the Daksha Prajapati's yajna concluded in a very meaningful way. Daksha got back the head of the sacrificial goat. The beard and mustache of that sacrificial goat went to the rishi, and the rest of the devatas and the rishiganas who had some collateral damage effect, they were reinstilled, and thus the Yajnashala continued to complete the Daksha Yajna. As soon as Dakshayani left this body, it says, Evam Dakshayani hitva, 58th sloka in the 7th canto. Evam Dakshayani hitva sati purva kalevaram jagne himavata kshetre menayamiti shushruma. It is heard that as soon as Dakshayani, she left this body of Sati Devi, she took the birth in Himavan and Menayamiti. His wife's name, Himavan's wife's name, was Maina Devi. And if you remember Ramayana, what is the connection here suddenly, Ramayana? When Hanumanji was flying in the super jet Air Hanuman, he comes across a parvata that offers, a flying parvata that offers the resort treatment so that he could rest there and then fly off. What was the parvata's name? Mainaka Parvata. Mainaka Parvata is the brother of Maina Devi. That is the connection. So, Dakshayani Sati Devi, she was born as their daughter, and then for eternity, she has always been the indivisible half of Bhagavan Shiva. So as soon as she was born, she was inclined with the Purva Samskara, drawn towards Bhagavan Shiva, and she sought nothing other than Bhagavan Shiva. So she spent the rest of her life in, not rest of her life, but her entire youthfulness in getting Bhagavan Shiva, Tameva Daitim Bhuya Avrunkte Patimambika Ananya Bhavaika Gatim Shakti Supteva Purusham. Like for the Purusha, the Shakti is inseparable. So too, she is the Shakti of Bhagavan Shiva. So drawn naturally towards, she chose Bhagavan Shiva as her consort and did tapas for that and attained that. Those who hear this story of Etad Bhagavata Shambhoho Karma Dakshad Dhvara Druhaha Shrutam Bhagavata Satchichat. So what happens when you hear this story? It says that those who hear this Daksha Yajna and Bhagavan Shiva's story all the papa that we have accumulated, the accumulated vasana becomes shithila and dravibhuta, so that in this manava janma we can cross over this vasana sagara and attain to that equipoisonous or balanced state of mind, which is key essential for attaining the highest. So whatever be our past, for all those of you who have heard this story, Punitas tvayo bhavati, you have become purified of all of that. So now don't complain, Swamiji, this happened, then that happened, then I lost this, I gained this, I all that done. Punitas tvayo bhavati. Now continuing, Maitreya Rishiji in the 8th chapter, he says, Hey Shatrusudhana, Vidura Mahatma, he is addressing him. That Brahmaji had 4 children who did not enter into the, not 4 actually, but 7 you should say, because Sanakadi are 4 of them. They have been included as one set. So Sanakadi, then Narada, Ribhu, Hamsa, Aruni, Yati. Oh, actually more than that. 5 plus 3, 5 plus 4, 9. 9 of them did not take to the Grihastha ashrama, though they were created with that intent. So one message. Though initially it may not seem that what we have started for doesn't result into what we intend, but still, don't give up. Not that what has come across, because we have started and it didn't turn out to be what we intended, don't assume that that is going to be the end of it. That is just the experiment where you have gained enough mastery. Then it is also to be noted that Mrishad dharmasya bharyasid dhambhamayam cha shatruhan asutam mithunam tattu. So he says Adharma is also Brahmaji's putra. Now what is the lineage of this Adharma? Just like Dharma is the Suta, the son of Brahmaji, similarly Adharma is also the son of Brahmaji. Adharma, his wife's name is Mrisha, falsehood. Made for each other, right? Meaning, where does this Adharma grow? Propitiate into several of the Santana. Where is the possibility? Only in falsehood, only in untruth. That is a good patra, container for propitiating more impacts of Adharma. So Adharma, his consort Mrisha, what did they give birth to? Dambha and Maya. Delusion and Dambha, pride. Both of them were taken by Nirurati because he did not have any son. Dambha and Maya, they had Lobha and Nikriti. Nikriti, Kriti is to do something, Sukriti is to do good, Nikriti is to do Shatyam. Shatyam, crookedness, non-straightforwardness. Kya santati hai? All the results of Adharma and its lineage And then they had each Krodha, Himsa, and Kali. Kali means Kalaha. And they had a sister, Durukti. Durukti, using cuss words for no reason. It's like, damn this lineage. That's also a cuss word, by the way. So, Durukti. And Bhaya and Mrityu were born of Durukti. And from their lineage came Yatana and Naraka. Hey Nishpapa Vidura, understand this lineage of adharma so that one can be awareful of where this adharma can grow exponentially and avoid in day-to-day life getting into the path of unrighteous. What is the foundation where this adharma grows exponentially? On the rock bed of the, what is her name? Mrisha. Mrisha is untruthfulness. Untruthfulness, deceitfulness, that is where adharma grows exponentially. So wherever we are twisting the facts to suit our narratives, understand that adharma has taken a seed. From there, it is only spiraling down to an unknown abyss. Darker it gets as you go deeper and deeper. He says, read this 3-4 times so that we remember it, not to do the parayana of this, to write the entire lineage and memorize it so that I do the Nitya Parayana so that I get a Nishtha in it. No, that is not the thing. So that I am awareful that I don't get into that path. Then he goes back to Manu and Shatarupa. He who goes back to Manu and Shatarupa, Maitreya Ji in his narration goes to Manu and Shatarupa and describes that lineage because he had stopped there earlier, before this Dakshayani and Bhagavan Mahadeva's story. So going back to that, he says, Priyavrato Napadau Shatarupa Pate Sutau Vasudevasya Kalaya Rakshayam Jagatasthitau. This is Shatarupa and Swayambhu Manu. They had 2 sons. What were their names? Priyavrata and Uttanapada. He says, here we will go into the story of Uttanapada. He had 2 wives. Jaye Uttanapadasya Suniti Suruchistayoho. He had 2 wives. What were their names? Suruchi and Suniti. Uttanapada. Uttanapada is like our intellect, symbolic of our intellect. It has 2 choices in life. What are those 2 choices? Suruchi and Suniti. Suruchi, meaning the path of what we like. Suniti, the path of that which is right. Most of us choose what? We choose Suruchi. And denounce Suniti and the impact of that Suniti in our life. How does one strengthen this Suniti in our life? It can strengthen only through consistency, and that consistency's name is called Dhruva. To be firm. in our resolve, in our understanding, in our sankalpa, in our tenacity, to be dhruva, to be firm, to be consistent. That is when Suniti is strengthened. To win over our lower self with the higher self. That is when we get to the Uttana Pada. That Pada which is the highest, the most Sreshtha. Clear? Now moving forward. As said, between Suniti and Suruchi, Raja Uttanapada, he loved Suruchi way more than Suniti. Now, Suniti had a son whose name was Dhruva. So one day, Ekada, one day. Once upon a time, so long ago, so long ago, that it is a history. So in Ekada, Suruchehe putram ankamaropya lalayan. Raja Uttanapada was having Suruchi's son in his lap and he was doing the lalana. मौज मस्ती कर रहा था उसके साथ, खेल रहा था. Now when he saw that Raja is in a playful mode, Dhruva also, he was barely 4.5, 5 years old. Now which kid would not want that? To play with his own father, biological father. As he with slow steps, went up to the stairs and got all the way to the throne where he was playing with his son, his stepbrother, seeing him come close to Uttanapad, Suruchi steps in. Enter the dragon. So, tam chikirshamanam tam sapatnyastanayam dhruvam Suruchi shrunvato rajnyaha. Suruchi, he heard this Dhruva wanting to climb up to his father's lap and sit on that throne. The dragon opens the hood and belches out the venomous fire pit, and out comes the smoking hot venomous fire. You would imagine. What did she say? Na vatsa nrupate dhrishnyam. So she said, na re. Na re beta na. You ain't getting anywhere close to that. Arodhum arhati. Na. You cannot climb that seat of the throne where my son is sitting. Na grihito maya yatvam kukshavapi nrupatmajaha. To be able to be sitting there, you should have been born from this womb. पता नहीं कहां से पैदा हो जाते हैं. Balosi bata. You are still a kid. You wouldn't understand all this. And then, see, even though Suruchi is spitting out venomous details, see, this is the beauty. Even in that venomous attitude, she guides him on the righteous path. Kyunki this is Satya Yuga. If it is on Kali Yuga, it is a marja hua kalmu hai. It will be sharper. There was no abhishapa here. What did she say? She says, Tapasa aradhya purusham. Your saubhagya can be changed only by that Narayana who has given you birth in this Nikrishta Janma. If he blesses you, then you can be, and there also she said, you can be born from my womb. But only one that can bless you is that Narayana. चलो घमंडी है पर believes in Narayana and guides him properly. So Maitreya Ji says, see, you should remember, even though he was a 5-year-old, he was nonetheless a Kshatriya. Now, Kshatriya will not tolerate, I don't know what has happened to the Bharatiya Kshatratva that we have become such Napunsaka. The mother saying this, he was heaving with such hurtful pride. I said, how come she just calls out my mother like that and says that I am not qualified? Heaving, crying. Though his pride was hurt and he was still a kid, so there was a crying also, pride also, hurt pride also, and from that palace he came to the outhouse, which was the only place that was given to Suniti to stay in. Tam nishvasantam sfuritadharoshtham. He was biting his lower lip in anger. Imagine a 5-year-old stomping away from the palace where tearing up Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati flowing, but yet pridefully so he came to Suniti and she immediately grabbed him, put him close to his chest, close to her chest, and placed him in her own lap. And she heard all the story that had just transpired. Dirgham shvasanti vrajinasya param apashyati balakamahabala mamangalam tata pareshu manstha bhungte jano yat paradukhadastat. She also drew a rather long deep breath, consoled herself, and then consoled the child. She said, Satyam ruchi suruchi abhihitam bhavan me. Though my husband Uttanapada doesn't even treat me like a wife, not even like a dasi, but yet what Suruchi said, even in her prideful spate against you, she gave you good advice, son. She said that you should go, just because you are born from this Mandabhagini's garbha, it doesn't mean that you would be stuck. You should invoke the blessings of that Sriman Narayana, who would bless you with the desire of your heart, that you climb up to your father's lap and sit on that throne and gain all the limelight of ruling this entire samrajya and be the samrat. So go, atishthatata tattata. It is like how Bhagavan Shri Krishna told Arjuna, uttishthottishta bharata. So atitistha tattata. Get up and leave all this. Go, invoke the blessings and put yourself in that Adhokshaja's Pada Padma and invoke his blessings. Why is that important? She says, in this samsara, Bhagavan Brahmaji could create what he has created because he did the tapas of that Sriman Narayana, that Sri Hari, and with his blessings he created this beautiful samsara. This Jagat was created by him. And it is by the invocation of that Narayana alone that your ancestors, Swayam Manu and various such great Mahatmas, have performed severe tapas to gain his blessings, and with his blessings alone could create such a beautiful kingdom for which they were the Samrat. So you also get the blessings of that Bhakta Vatsala Sri Narayana, Sri Hari, and with his blessings, nothing can stop you from attaining to that highest pada of ruling and being close to your father. Go and meditate upon that Sriman Narayana. Another message. We want everything good for our children, our next generation, but we stop our understanding of good only till financial stability. We bring them to platforms like Balavihar, where we teach Bhagavad Gita, chant Bhagavad Gita, chant Shlokathon, get trophies, go through 13 years of Balavihar. And if they start becoming very serious about dharmic vichara, I have seen parents come to me and say that Swamiji, I think my child is becoming too much engaged into this dharmic vichara. Too much of anything is not right, you see. There's an age for it. We don't want them to take the ashraya of Bhagavan. We only want them to take the ashraya of Lakshmi and not Narayana. That too, Lakshmi as Vyavaharika Bhoga Satta, not as Aradhya Satta, only as Bhoga Satta. So that is where we have defined as the greatest good for our next generation. If us as a generation change our standpoint that there is nothing wrong in that Lakshmi Devi, but as Aradhya Satta, and with that, along with that, have Sriman Narayana's blessings also, because wherever Narayana is, Lakshmi Devi will be there. So that is the Adhisthana. He says, Gacha Tata, O son, go and invoke Bhagavan Sri Hari's blessings. Having gotten that blessings from the mother, this young Dhruva tightened his waist belt, no, not waist belt, the Angavastra on his waist, and cleaned up his face and stomped out of the house straight to the forest. Kya karna hai, kya hoga? Mother was also like, when you reach there, no, text me, okay? When you go to the forest, please call me, okay? Give me your GPS coordinates, send it on WhatsApp, okay? I think you are going to that Sri Hari's with that Sankalpa, Sri Hari will take care. Gacha. How much? What was the age? 5. हम लोग ऐसे हैं कि we don't even allow our children 13, 14, 15, 16 and they don't even know how to light a gas stove. They don't know what soap to use in the dishwasher. They don't know what soap or what amount of soap to be added in the washer and dryer. Why? Oh, fire. Yeah, grow them like delicate darlings like Pushpa. I have seen, like in yup courses, they come and they don't know even how to peel an apple. Ay. They can regurgitate and throw out all the chemical, organic chemistry formulas, or the geometry or trigonometry and algebra formulas and economic equations. They can regurgitate and throw. Simple life skills, they are shunya. Look at this daring mother. He says, Gachatat. See, that is how the encouragement should be. It is not like, whatever the child feels like. It should be directed into the right direction. So, guided by his mother, blessed by his mother, he goes into the forest. So, crosses path with Narayana, Bhagavan Narada Muni himself. So, Narad ji says, Arey, re, 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 bachche, ruk. Arey, oh, tham zara. Can you just hold his hand? No, I have to go. I have to invoke. So Naraji asks him, how? What will you do? I don't know. I'll figure it out. In that puzzle of figuring it out, I am the key. So stop. Listen to me. So Naraji says, first he says, you are still at the age where you should be engaged in playing. Many great sadhu mahatma with so much of nishtha still fail in that. So why don't you drop this pride? Why don't you drop this hurt? Go back and play. It's not that easy. This is one thing that you see common. Whether it is Prahlada, whether it is Dhruva, whether it is Nachiketa, whether it is Satyakama Jabala. This answer is uniquely common. If it is common, then how is it unique? Other than this four, I have not seen anybody else take this logic. So Dhruva says, hey Naradji, I find it very interestingly inspiring that great Rishi Mahatmas, even Devatas, find it difficult. Therefore, I am inspired to pursue this. Who would want, a game where the ball is thrown underarm onto the bat so that I can hit? I want to learn challenging things, and this seems to be challenging enough. And then he says, maybe I am not qualified for your blessings. Maybe I am not qualified for your blessings, but if you bless me, I am sure I'll be a competent student for you. See, that is what even Nachiketa said to Yamadharmaraja. So Naradji says in the 34th shloka, very beautiful shloka. Gunadhikan mudam lipset anukrosham guna dhamat maitrim samanadan vichen na tapairabhibhuyate. Hey Arbhaka, oh dear young one, for those who have qualities higher than us, what should we do? He says, you should be happy to see an inspiring person. For those who are endowed with greater qualities, don't become jealous of them. Find inspiration in them. Those who have lesser qualities than us, have compassion for them in your heart. Why? Because not so long ago, I was there in that condition. Remember that. Learn humbleness wherein you can have compassion towards such people. Maitrim samanad anvichen. And those who are at competent equal level, develop unhindered friendliness where you both can support each other. But with any one of these three, don't try to compete. Don't try to feel jealous and feel fired by it and create manastapa. Don't feel that you are superior to when compared to the lower ones and have mana. And with the friend, with the peers of the same level, don't try to outsmart them, pull them down, weaken them so that you can look greater. These are the things that make you your manastapa burn you from within. Drop that first. And with your blessings, that will happen anyway, he says. Now that I have seen you, that is obvious, that will happen. Can you teach me how to focus on that and what are the methods? Now, listening to this little kid with such firm conviction, unshakable conviction towards that Bhagavan Sri Hari, Narad Ji says from the 40th shloka. Janayanya bhitah panthaha savai nishreyasasya te Bhagavan Vasudevaha tam bhaja tat pranavanatmana. Hey Balaka, that marga which your mother has encouraged you in, I am glad she had the right heart to encourage you in the right path. Because for us, for anything, it is that Bhagavan Sri Narayana, Sri Hari, who is our refuge. And to confirm that, he says, Dharmartha kama mokshakhyam ya ichhet shreya atmanaha. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha, chaturvidha purushartha. In any one of these four or all of these four, if we truly intend shreya atmanaha, we intend only shreyas in our life, then ekameva hares tatra karanam padasevanam. We have to take that Bhagavan's Sharanagati. And in that Sharanagati, let us invoke the strength and the fervor from that Bhagavan so that our buddhi, dhiyo yonah prachodayat, is illumined. And with that illumined buddhi, we do the right course in every walk of life, whether it is dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Our Sharanagati is that Bhagavan Sri Hari alone. Sarvantaryami, Sarvavyapi, Sarvagnya, Adhara Adhishtana Bhuta, that Sri Hari alone, that Paramatma alone. Tattata gaccha badhrante yamunayastatam shuchi punyam madhuvanam yatra sannidhyam nityada harehe snatva savanam tasmin kalindya salile shive krutvochitani nivasan atmanah kalpitasanaha. Go to that Punyatata of Yamuna Nadi. There is something called Madhuvana, Vrindavana. In that Madhuvana, where Bhagavan Sri Hari always resides, in every dust particle of that Vrindavana, Madhuvana. So when you go to Vrindavana, there may be pigs, there may be drainage, there may be all that. Transcend that, because in that Bhagavan Sri Hari kan kan mein base. Narad Ji himself is saying. He says, go to that Punya Kshetra. Snatvatam kalindyaha. In that Yamuna Nadi, the Kalindi Tata, take bath, freshen up. And Salile Shive, in that auspicious water. And there take the Shuddha Sankalpa of worshipping Bhagavan Sri Hari and sit there and start meditating on Bhagavan. Do the Saguna Sakara Dhyana of that Bhagavan Sri Hari with complete Nishtha and Shuddha Sankalpa. That Bhagavan, other than your grace, I seek no other refuge. And then he says, Pranayamena trivata pranendriya manomalam shaner vyudasyabhidhyayen manasa guruna gurum. Pranayamena trivata. Take the 3 cycles of Anuloma Viloma and then Make your prana, indriya, mana, amalam. Make it very pure. Meaning the purity of prana is to remain in that cycle of slow inhalation and exhalation. Purity of the mind or the indriya is to be withdrawn into its swa golakam, into its indriya sthana, and not be a disturbance and distraction. It withdraw your mind and buddhi into buddhi and buddhi into the stability. That is the amalam padam. Having reached there, now invoke the blessings of Guru. Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj ki Jai. Invoke the blessings of your Guru. And prasadabhimukham shashvat prasanna vadane kshanam. Now, how is that Bhagavan that you have to invoke and meditate upon? Prasadabhimukam shashvat prasanna vadane kshanam sunasam subhruvam charu kapolam surasundaram. So definitely Bhagavan is from Andhra Pradesh. Why? He is Charu. Charu in Andhra Pradesh is called Saru in Kannada and Rasam in Tamil Nadu. But he is saying Charu. So therefore he is from Andhra. No, Charu here does not mean that. Charu means that which is beautiful. There is a description of Bhagavan, Charu Hasa, beautiful smile. Charu Vadana, beautiful face. Charu Netra. Charu Netra doesn't mean 4 eyes. Charu Netra means beautiful eyes. So Charu means beautiful. Charu Kapola Surasundaram. So he is very pleasantly disposed. Bhagavan is with a beautiful smile. Tarunam Ramaniyangam Aruna Arunoshteksha Nadharam Pranatashrayanam Nrumnam Sharanya Karunarnavam Shrivatsankam Ghanashyamam Purusham Vanamalinam Shankrachakra Gada Padmaihi Abhivyakta Chaturbhujam. So Bhagavan is Chaturbhuja Avatar. And Tarunam Ramaniyangam, he is youthful in all his disposition. Every limb is so charming, so beautiful, so captivating that the mind cannot go here and there. And then he says, he is the Karunarnavam. He is the embodiment of compassion. See, in our Shastra, we never talk about God-fearing mindset. One should never have God-fearing mindset. That is the Abrahamic outlook. We Hindus don't have to have God-fearing mindset. If at all we have to fear our own karma and the karma phala. We should not be fearful of Bhagavan. If you will not do this, then you wretched fellow, Bhagavan will take a hammer and smack. He is not in the, what is that, Chuck E. Cheese playing whack-a-mole. Bhagavan is not that. Bhagavan is Shanta, Karuna Sagar. What puts us in trouble is our karma, which we do unconsciously, unintelligently, and what binds us is our karma phala. Papa, when done, it creates tapa. Tapa, the heat in our inside antakarana. Guilt, regret, remorse, frustration, irritation, agitation, anger, jealousy, unloving, uncompassionate outlook, rude and rigid mindset. All of this becomes the tapotpatti. frictionless environment inside. So we are not ever, nowhere in scriptures, nowhere ever we say that, fear Bhagwan, Bhagwan ki raham pe tu, hum kuch. Bhagwan is not an evil-minded, uncompassionate. He is always compassionate. Then why does this papa happen? Why does this tapa happen if Bhagwan is Karunamay? It is your karma. See, in every language we have this usage where you say, nin karma. What does it mean? Not your fate. It is your actions. Your actions lead to your downfall. Then you cannot complain to Bhagwan, Bhagwan tune aisa kya kiya? Bhagwan is also stop. Don't blame me. I have given you buddhi. Buddhi ka button ek baar to daba. Short circuit wale. We have short circuited our buddhi. Now reignite it. Dhiyo yonaf prachodayat. Going back. Kiritinam kundalam keyura lavaya anvitam valayan vitam kaustubha bharana grivam pita kausheya vasasam. And in every limb there are these beautiful divya abharana abhushana that he is sushobhita with. Kirita, keyura, kundala. So every limb is decked with beautiful abharana abhushana. And every limb holds different astra shastra. Shanka chakra gada padmaihi. And Gurudev gives a very beautiful, Gurudev has his own way of interpreting and adding beauty or depth to it. He says, Shanka chakra gada padma. The first wireless messenger is Shankha. There are no wires attached to it. Meaning good advice, whichever direction it comes. Specifically when it comes from Guru, pay attention to it. Heed to that advice. क्यों सुने? मेरी मर्जी. अपनी शादी खुद ना जाऊं, मेरी मर्जी. अपनी मौत खुद मरेगा, तेरी मर्जी. क्या बोले अब? बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति. So that is the Shankha. Advice from well-wishers, specifically coming from Guru. Then, if we don't listen, prior to that Shankanada is Kamala, graceful touch with the opportune moment. So when that opportunity strikes, what are we doing? Either we are sleeping in like Kumbhakarna or loitering out like Ravana. With 10 monsters of 10 organs of perception action, indulging in everything, otherwise in slumber like Kumbhakarna. One good advice that came from Hanumanji, Vibhishana turned towards Bhagavan Rama. So, Padma, Shankha. Then comes Gada. Gadhe pe Gada. And when problems come, they don't come trickle down as one or two problems. They rain down cats and dogs. Dabba, 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 dabba. At least then we should wake up and say, Hey Bhagavan, Trahimam Kripaya Deva Sharanagata Vatsala. Anyatha Sharanam Nasti. If we don't wake up even then chakra. What is that chakra? Until we get Sudarshana. What is the name of that chakra? Sudarshana. It's not a Gujarati word. Sudarshan bhai. What darshana? No. Su means sushtu. Comprehensive outlook. clear outlook. Until then, we go into this Kala Chakra, Janma Marana Chakra. Constantly we are spun around until we have that Shuddhi to have that Sudarshana. Once that clarity sets in, then he says, focus on Bhagavan Sri Hari's Pada Padma, which are so tender and yet firm. And his tips of his toe is shining forth like gems. Shri Guru Charana Saroja Raja. Even the Pada Dhuli of that Bhagavan is sufficient to wipe our internals clean. May your heart be filled with this form of Bhagavan. Then he says, Evam Bhagavato Rupam Subhadram Dhyayato Manaha Nirvritya Parayat Trurnam Sampannam Nanivartate Japya Paramo Guhyam Shruyatam Me Nrupatmaja Yam Saptaratram Prapatan Puman Pasyati Khecharan. Beautiful. He says, Evam Bhagavato Rupam Subhadram Dhyayato Manaha. Consistently invoke this form of Bhagavan, Shubhra Chitra, very pure form in your heart. And see, whenever this kind of an imaging is given, don't try to see it as a printed two-dimensional picture in your mind. Though you see your family photo, husband, wife, children, your parents, when you see that photo, though that you're seeing a two-dimensional, in your imagination, in your visualization, how do you invoke them? How do you envision them? Is it two-dimensional? Is it black and white? Or is it colorfully radiating, vivid, three-dimensional, moving, interactive format? Isn't it a three-dimensional, moving, interactive format? Similarly should be the visualization of this Brahma Paramatma, Bhagavan Sri Hari in our heart. Whoever be your Ishtadevata, for that matter, that should be the form. That Bhagavan is Prasanna Vadanam. Therefore, every shloka of dhyana, what do we say? Prasanna Vadanam Dhyayet. That was in Ganesha Stava. They're invoking Ganesh Ji's blessings. Here also, Prasadabhimukham. Always Prasanna Vadanam. Beautiful, smiling, energetic face. If the one that you are seeking Sharanagati is like Deen Dayal, like, फिर से आया रे तू, क्यों आता है बार बार, क्यों तड़पाते हो ऐसे, क्यों दिमाग चाटते हो, डिस्टर्ब मत करो बाबा. If he is always like that, or if he is like constantly irritated, the manastapa never gets prashamita. Invoke that Bhagavan Prasanna Vadanam. Nakha Shika Paryantam, do the dhyana of that Bhagavan and interact with that Bhagavan. As soon as we go, Bhagavan, I am in this trouble, I am in that trouble, my wife, my husband, my children, my job, my business, my security, my insecurity, blah, 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 blah. Therefore you give me this, you give me that, you give me that, but that which you have given is useless, is complaint ashtakam. Instead, sit down with Bhagavan. कभी तो भगवान से भी पूछ लिया करो. Ask Bhagavan, भैया कैसे हो? You have already blessed me with tana, mana, buddhi you have given. Strengthen this. Dhiyo yonah prachodayat. put them in a sequential order wherein each one obeys to the higher order and behaves in its optimal best. Vang me manasi pratishthitam mano me vachi pratishthitam. So may they abide in that sequence. May my organs that you have given do that which it is supposed to. भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येम अक्षभिर्यत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः. तन की शक्ति, मन की शांति और बुद्धि की स्फूर्ति, ये मांगो भगवान से. दिया है उसने सब कुछ. इट इज नॉट अ बेगरी. भगवान मेरे को भी ये दे दे, उसको वो दिया है मेरे को उससे थोड़ा ज्यादा दे दे. Therefore भगवान इज लाइक दिस. चुप कर बेवकूफ, सब तो दिया हुआ है. उसकी पुष्टि कर, उसकी तुष्टि कर. Strengthen them and fulfill that which you have to through them. This is, put that Bhagavan, and once your mind is set on this, he says, Sampannam nani vartate. Having established this beautiful Akara Swarupa of Bhagavan in your heart, एक बार उसका चस्का चढ़ जाए ना, once you start reveling in it, there is no return. Mind is constantly reveling in that without a forced environment. Wherever you are, that form of Bhagavan is always there, and that is what is being seen in all different names and forms. So having thus said, he says, I will now give you mantra diksha. So Narad Ji says, this mantra is so powerful that within the 7 nights of this mantra being done daily about 10 malas, you will see that Siddha Gochara Ityadi will start visiting you. Because your place becomes such pavitra. Your surroundings become such pavitra with this Rama mantra. So Narad Ji says, he will give this mantra next week. What is that mantra? We'll see next week. So if I can request Kalpana Amma to unmute herself.
Hari Om Swamiji.
I have spotlighted you. So please lead us in Hanuman Chalisa.
Okay, Swamiji.
Thank you.
Shri Guru Charan Saroja Raj Nij Man Mukur Sudhari Barnau Raghubar Bimal Jasu Jodayak Phalchari बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर राम दूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन वरण विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा, विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे, रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए, श्री रघुवीर हरषि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बढ़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई। सहस बदन तुम्हरो जस गावे, अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते, कवि कोविद कह सके कहाते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा, राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु, लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानु। प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि, जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिन पैसारे। सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज सम्हारो आपे, तीनों लोक हांकते कापे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासै रोग हरै सब पीड़ा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध, जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नव निधि के दाता, असबर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हरे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हरे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुवरपुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्त न धरई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीड़ा, जो सुमिरै हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूटहि बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय मह डेरा। की जय नाथ हृदय मह डेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरण, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुरभूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो रे भाई सब संतन की जय। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय।
Thank you so much, Amma. Let us conclude with the Shanti Pata. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet, Asato Ma Sadgamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityor Ma Amritangamaya. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। Thank you all for being there and see you around.